Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Sheree Felice, and this week, for my very first episode, we'll be speaking to Vice Minister Roy Liu of the Overseas Community Affairs Council of Taiwan. This interview will also feature Bey-ru Shiau, the section chief of the Department of Student Affairs. If you'd like to learn more about the services they offer, please visit www.O.C.A.C.gov.tw. How long have you been working with foreign compatriots coming back to Taiwan?
I've been working in O.C.A.C. for 35 years.
Oh, 35 years. What brought you into O.C.A.C.? Why do you have an interest in it?
I'm interested in global affairs. And this is a very important department of our government. So I like to work for government.
What are your other job roles?
We work for the overseas communities,
okay,
including all the associations and all the student alumni, and of course the overseas compatriot youth.
Okay.
And a very important part of my office will be the educational affairs.
Okay.
So we do all the like teachers training program and all the Chinese language study program, and also all kind of the cultural exchange program.
Okay. When you say teacher teacher study program, do you recruit foreign teachers from abroad to come teach here?
Not really.
Okay.
When we say foreign, you might say from their ethnics. But when we say the foreign teachers, we focus on it's called the Chinese language school abroad. Like take for example, like in America, there are over 2,000 Chinese schools, but they all open on Saturdays or Sundays. So for 5 days they will go to the English school, but for Saturday and Sunday they will attend the Chinese learning language schools.
So are you in charge of all the Taiwanese schools that are in the United States?
Yes, this office did.
When I was young, I went to a Taiwanese school on
Where?
Sundays in Connecticut at Trinity College.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I served in New York for almost 4 years.
All right.
And I visited. Actually, we provide all the textbooks for the students we call it Trinity School. And this school was consisted by all the Taiwanese scholars and Taiwanese students studying abroad in America.
Your program in Connecticut at Trinity College is what started the Chinese program at my high school, at my public school. And now my high school in Connecticut was one of the first high schools in the state to have Chinese. And now, after our program has started, so many schools now so many public schools,
high school,
all offer Mandarin now, and it's because of the Trinity College Taiwanese school. What I wanted to talk about was the overseas youth program of Taiwanese foreigners coming over back to Taiwan. Could you maybe explain that program a little bit?
Okay. Every year, over 3,000 overseas young, or we say the youth compatriot, will come to Taiwan to study first language or the cultural program or to do the volunteer service program. So for these three kind of program, each one will have about 1,000 students attending. Take for example, you might have heard about for many years, it's called the summer camp, or they will say a Loveboat. That's a very interesting program for all the young students because, when they were in Northern America, in every city, they just complain, why should I go to Saturday school, Chinese school, while my classmates are playing basketball or swimming or do the artwork. So when they join together in Taiwan, they will find out so many students, they were learning Mandarin.
Okay.
So that's a kind of identity, or we say recognition of their status. They will have an opportunity to find out, to learn what their parents are doing in Taiwan. Because most of the students, their parents were from Taiwan. Most of them were all Taiwanese American, Taiwanese Canadian descendants, and they all have the same background. So that's why we sponsor this program. First, to study language. So we will have an opportunity to have a cooperation with all the universities, like in O.C.A.C, or many Chinese classes, and then they will organize a class to teach them for 6 weeks, to 4 to 6 weeks. That's the language study program. We call it the study tour. The second one will be the volunteer service. They will come to Taiwan for 4 weeks to teach English. When you say teach English, means that they were all students, 11th grade, since 11th grade, and under 25 years old. They can speak very good English because English is their mother tongue. Even they were their parents were from Taiwan, but they will receive one week. It's called the normal teaching training, how to be a teacher, and then for 2 weeks they will go to the very suburb, or maybe in a small island in Taiwan, or up in the mountain, where the English environment is not very popular. So they will teach there. They will have a host family, live in a host family, like the teacher's home or principal's home, or even the government officials. They provide their housing. It's called the homestay.
Yeah.
And then for the host family, they will live for 2 weeks to learn Chinese and Taiwanese culture. How Taiwanese people live in Taiwan, that will be the very vivid experience. So for the last week, this office will organize an island-wide tour, take them to have a cultural tour, to get better to know Taiwan better. So that's another program. It's called the Overseas Youth English Teaching Volunteer Service, and the last one will be it's called the Language Study Program.
So what's the difference between the study tour and the learning Chinese?
Learning Chinese, you have to stay a lot of time studying, like 4 hours a day.
So I'll be in a classroom for 4 hours
Yes.
a day. Okay.
So, and you will learn your textbook provided by this office. And for the study tour, basically they will visit. First, they will visit all the government offices, museum, cultural parks, creative industry parks, and also they will visit Taiwan's major landmark and or the historical monuments and ecological parks. And also they will visit the university campus to have more engagement or to have more interactions with the local students, where they make a lot of friends. And then they get to know the younger generation better in Taiwan. And also we emphasize a lot the Earth's environmental protection program. And of course they will listen to, or they will receive some introduction about the SDGs, which the government is wanted people to share, and also the gender equality. So that is one of the very important project designed by this office.
So what are they?
So that's different from the classroom, just learning for Chinese language writing.
And out of these three, the study, the teach, and the learning tour, which one is the most popular?
I think the study tour is most popular.
Okay.
It is very similar to the Loveboat from the beginning.
Okay, so basically, before 2006, there was the program that we call Loveboat.
Yep.
Was the study program plus the learning program together.
Yes.
And now it's different because there's now a teaching program in it as well. That's the only difference. Everything else is the same.
Basically.
Okay. I have to ask, why is it called Loveboat?
It's a nickname.
Yeah.
And then that means that all students participating, they love this program because they don't have a very good chance for all the young students. Basically, in the beginning, they were all from the freshman, sophomore in university. So they have a very good chance to get to know each other because they have very strict dormitory. The boys' dormitory, girls' dormitory is different, but they will be together for one month to visit from north to south, and then to visit as I mentioned, the National Palace Museum, and to all the historical monuments. So they have very good chance to exchange their point of view, to make friends. And after many years, some of the students, they get married.
Oh, that's nice.
That's how the nickname were called. So they say, because they were all in Loveboat is a TV show, you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, just something like that. They were on a Loveboat, they know each other. But not every couple, only a few.
And to go on the study tour and on the learning tour, do you also take a percent who aren't Taiwanese?
Yeah, only for the study tour program.
Only for study tour.
Yeah.
You'll take 5% that aren't Taiwanese.
Yes. For the foreigners.
But there's no language requirement. They don't need to speak Mandarin.
Yes, at the first they will give them a taste for the language study program. Yes, they will give them a test.
So
could anybody technically go on this program?
Yes.
Anybody in the world?
Yes.
Okay.
But only the Taiwanese American or from the Taiwanese descendants.
Yes,
but
only 5%. Only 5%
Only
for
5.
the people without the
Only
Taiwanese
5%.
passport.
Without Taiwanese
origin.
background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I guess in your own words, what would you say the goal of this program is? What are the goals of these 3 programs? Why were the youth programs started?
The first, we want to build up connection between the students whose parents were from Taiwan or with the Taiwan background to build up this connection between them and Taiwan. Because their parents were all from Taiwan. So we share the same the cultural background, and we share the same identity, and then I think they have a recognition, a strong cultural connection. That is the first major goal, to build up a cultural connection between the I know they were all American, they were all Italian, or they were all Canadian politically, but culturally we will share, or we will honor their cultural background, which we share the same culture. And the second, through all these special topics we introduced, like they will visit all the places in Taiwan, meeting very amiable Taiwanese people. Taiwanese people are very kind, and they don't argue very loudly, or they don't threat people with some bad looks. I think I want them. We want them to know Taiwan better, democratic Taiwan. Taiwan is so democratic, You can enjoy the democracy, everything, in Taiwan, free Taiwan, and also environmental Taiwan. Taiwan emphasizes like the garbage car. You live in Taipei, we don't we don't dump all the garbage in the can or in the dumpster. You have to stand there waiting for the trash car to pick it up. So Taiwan is doing a lot of the environmental to classify, and then also we want them to know more about the technology or scientific Taiwan. Taiwan is a small island, but we can create this kind of the economic power through the technology. We want them to have a chance to visit our science park, to know, hey, they were all so young. How could they have a chance and the opportunity to create like this kind of the industry? And then also, as I said, we want them to know Taiwan more about multicultural Taiwan.
Have you noticed that since you've been working here, have the students who've come on this program, have they returned to Taiwan afterwards?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Sometimes they even email to their students before when they is young volunteers. They have an email, and when they come back to Taiwan, they will visit their students.
When did the program start?
1960. 65 or 66.
Yes.
It's about 40 years. And then new member of this program, their parents attended. So they were encouraged to come back. So I think that's a very strong tie between the Taiwanese compatriot abroad and with their mother country, Taiwan. So I think that's a very good program.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Taiwan Talk. I'd also like to thank Vice Minister Roy Liu and Section Chief Bey-ru Shiau for being my very first guests. Remember, if you have any questions regarding the programs that they're offering, please visit O.C.A.C.gov.tw. That's it for this week. Thank you.